This video is going to explain how to insert the image and start to draw to create the logo for the CAM logo project. Your first step is to find an image. And so I Googled Amherst, the Rochester Americans are a hockey team in Rochester, New York, my hometown. So I'm going to save this picture as, and you should save it into your H drive. I'm going to save it in the pictures folder. So you click save. And then you're going to go on to Inventor. In Inventor, you're going to open, and you're going to go to the iDrive Pickup Technologies Smith IEDDP folder, and inside Unit 2, there are two files. Now, depending on your image shape, if it's rectangular or long, you use the 2x3. If it's square or circular or something like that, you use the 3x3. So I'm going to use a 3x3 stock. And you just click yes when that little thing pops up. All right, the 3x3 stock I've already created, and I've created it so that we can machine it. You're going to click on the front face and add a sketch, and then you're going to insert your image by clicking on Insert Image. And so you'll find on your H drive where you placed your object, and so mine is here. And then you just click it in the screen. Now, do not click it. If any errors come up or whatever, just click OK. Don't click on anything, otherwise you'll be locked into that. Once you have it, you right-click and hit OK. Then there are two ways to change the shape of the object. If you go to the bottom right corner and you drag back and forth, it will make it larger or smaller. That will also allow you to pivot it. Okay, so from this bottom corner. And then I'm going to line it up in here so that it fits within my shape. And then if you want to be absolute, there's some ways you can locate it in the middle, but I'm going to just be close enough. And so I'll finish my sketch. Right, and then I'm going to create a new sketch back on top of that. The reason for this is if I don't do that, then this image can move. Now it's stuck, it's behind, I can't move it. You have to decide whether you want to cut out your image or cut out around your image. I want to cut out around my image, so I'm going to offset a border. And I want to make sure I give myself some room. All right, and then I'm going to just zoom in, and I'm going to use my line and my arc commands to trace the object. So I'm going to trace here, grab my arc, and depending on how the better you are with the shape, the more accurate it will look. So here I have a complex curve, so I probably want to make this arc in two sections. And you can put the arc in there and drag the edges of it, and then maybe add a line that comes down. Right? You want to make sure that everything connects. If you have any gaps, it's not going to extrude. When you have part of your object completed and you're not going to make any changes to it, like up here I probably want to round this over so it's not so pointy. So I'll use my fillet command to do that. And that's kind of too much, so I'm going to click on my fillet here and do 0.05 or maybe 0.01, just something smaller. And you can see that it kind of starts to stretch everything out. So now I have to grab this and kind of put it back in place. All right, and that's kind of annoying to have to do this all the time. So what you can do is, once you have your object set up the way you want, and your curves and your things like that are looking the way they want to be, you can go through and zoom in and click the little master lock. This master lock is a fix. But you have to be careful when you're using it that you don't click on stuff that you don't want to fix in place. So I want to fix this line. So I make sure I'm off, so I'm clicking off in space here. And I click on the fix button and I fix that line. And then if this was where I wanted it to be, I would fix that as well. And if my fillet was good, I would zoom in, fix that. It might give me an error. If it gives you an error, don't worry about it. Fix this line in place. And then maybe I want to fix how this is here. I don't want to use the fix command, but I want to correct it. So I right click and hit either cancel or OK. And I can kind of drag this out and up here. Now if you fix a line that you don't want to, you have to either delete it and start over, or you can show the constraints and find the little icon and hit the delete button on your keyboard. And then and you can go back and then hide all of the constraints. And then you can kind of adjust this however you might need to. Sometimes it's helpful to get a corner locked in and fix that corner, especially if you're adjusting an arc, because now that corner won't move and my arc shape will. Alright, this little guy here, I want to fix the center of this fillet, which is still yelling at me for. So you go through and use the fix command, and basically the idea is that you are going to trace the entire object. If you have multiple colors or multiple surfaces, you might want to do them in 2 steps so that you can get that 3-dimensional look. Alright, so that's how you insert the image and start to create for your logo project.